Welcome back to the Rob and Savage podcast. And I got another special guest here, man. A black-owned business. Man, look, I'm starting to get into the whole cigar knowledge, man, and meeting you a couple years ago, man. Well, actually about a year ago, and even knowing there was a black-owned company out here that's even got cigars, man, just amazed me. I'm gonna let you explain your business, man, and who you are right now.
My name is Cory Roberts, born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. The name of my company is called The Rolling Humidor. Me and Breon Reed, who is my business partner, we're always out in the community at different cigar lounges. And one day we were just like, man, why don't we start our own cigar lounge? So instead of coming up with a brick and mortar, we were like, hey, let's build a trailer. So about 3-4 years ago, we came up with the idea, and we're here with it now.
That's killer, man. That's killer. We're gonna dive back into the whole business. But let's learn a little bit more about you, man. You say you're from Nashville, you know, just like myself.
Yeah. Born and raised here, North Nashville, Haynes Manor.
Okay.
Went to Hunters Lane High School, and
Sorry
then
to
from
hear
there,
that.
hey, I'm sorry, because I know you Whites Creek.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah, went to
sir.
Hunters Lane, finished in '97, and then from there went over to Tennessee State University,
Okay.
where I got my undergrad in sociology, and then from there, got into the real world.
Okay. So how was that whole experience, man? Especially, man, going, living in Haynes Manor and having to go to Hunters Lane, other than the school they got you zoned to. How was that whole transition, man?
Well, honestly, man, back then, Haynes Manor was zoned for. Haynes Manor was zoned for Hunters Lane.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just recently switched over where most folks go to Whites Creek.
Didn't know that. 'Cause I know my sister was telling me because she came out of White Creek in '94, and Haynes Manor kind of was split between Maplewood and White Creek, and maybe Hunters Lane too. Certain streets or something like Trinity Hills, and all that stuff.
Yeah, the majority of folks that were in Trinity Hills was Hunters Lane as well.
See?
Back when I was there.
Wow, they changed it then. Because I grew up in Parkwood, Chesapeake.
Okay.
We all was on
For White Creek,
but
yeah.
I actually wasn't even on the White Creek my time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I came out of high school in '07,
Okay.
and Metro had changed the zoning to where we always on Hunters Lane, but I just didn't want to.
Only thing I thought was crazy about it, we live in Haynes Manor, having to go to middle school at Goodlettsville.
Oh yeah, that's wild. And you on
And
Park
you're parked
there.
right up the street.
That's why I went to Union Park. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
crazy how that
Yeah.
even. Well, you know what? Some of them in my time, some of the Haynes Manor people going to Jolton.
Jolton, yep.
So like it's
Yep.
Nashville just weird on
It's
that.
crazy. It's crazy.
But okay, growing up in Haynes Manor, how was that time for you, man? The mid '90s.
Honestly, man, I wouldn't change it.
Okay.
When I go back to the neighborhood now, I'm like, wow, it's 100% different.
Yeah.
Because a lot of rental homes back then, it was black community.
Mhm.
People were proud to take care of their yards.
Right.
Now when I
right.
drive over there, it's like, dude, at least cut your grass.
Yeah,
That's one of my pet peeves. Just cut your grass.
Cut your grass. Right.
Yeah.
Right. The value of your property go up when you do that. Just
Exactly.
You shouldn't have no HOAs and to tell you to do it.
Right.
But I get it. So go to Hunters Lane. You finish out. You said '97.
97.
Okay. What made you choose TSU?
Man, it's a long, funny story. Actually, my parents were like, go anywhere but TSU.
Oh wow.
Because
Okay.
my parents went to Fisk.
Okay.
And so I was like, I started off at Ball State, went there, get my GPA up, and then I transferred over to TSU. Then I had like a long journey in college.
I got you.
So left TSU, went to MTSU, and then when
Okay.
9/11 and all that stuff happened,
Right.
ended up coming back to TSU because I was still working in the city. So I was like, you know
Okay,
what, let me just go
okay.
ahead and finish out here
Okay.
and get it out the way, man. And then from there, man, like I said, out here in the real world.
I understand, man.
So I started off as coming out of school, I was alcohol and drug counselor
Okay.
at Meharry at the Elam Center. And then from there, got to working with Metro.
Okay.
And then I'm like, man, just work for Metro, it's not going to cut it for me. That's when I started getting the whole idea about being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And
Okay.
from there, started a carpet cleaning business. And that actually really boomed. I put it out there on social media. I was doing your whole house $70. So now I'm just at the
And what
point.
year is this?
Man, I've been doing that now probably like 10 years.
Wow. You said whole house.
I would
70.
literally do your whole house for $70. Yeah. Yeah. But now I'm $50 a room.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So,
Most
it's kind of, I haven't really been posting a whole lot of that stuff on social media lately because if you know that I do it, they reach out to me.
I got you.
Because I've been trying to push this brand now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, damn, so 9/11 happened. You out of school a little bit after that.
Yeah.
You clean a home for $70.
Right.
Man, that's wild to even think about it. But so I'm gonna go back a little bit on your journey in college. So I say we all had that long journey, even myself. You know what I mean? I came out of high school 2007. I immediately went to a junior college in Arizona. 2,000 miles away from home. Just had to grow up quick, and then transferred to TSU to play football. That was just a lengthy thing just to be chasing this football dream.
Right.
But what made you get into that field that you got into after college? Was that a love you already had, or?
Honestly, man, no, it wasn't. It was more so, and I can be upfront and honest with you.
Okay.
I was like, man, I need a job.
Okay.
And you know, I was kind of shocked when they hired me because I'm like, hold on, you want alcohol and drug counselor, and I don't do alcohol or drugs.
Yeah.
But hey, I ended up working there 11 years.
Okay.
And then I knew there my journey was over there, but it was going to continue within the public sector.
Okay. That's always good with communication skills.
Right. And that's one thing I'm not really afraid of, and especially when it comes to getting out in the community and speaking.
Okay. Yeah, I had to learn the hard way too, man. Like I wasn't. And I said this before on a past interview. All my schools I went to was all black, so I had to kind of talking with white folks was a little different.
Right.
You know what I mean, so going to the junior college in Arizona, I had to snap out of there because I became a minority quick.
Right.
And you had to learn how to engage with the white folks, let me cheat off your paper. A lot of times they were holding it, wouldn't let me see it.
Right.
So it was different, but the whole speaking engagement just changed for me. And then when I got to TSU, I was like, well, hell, I done spoke around white folks. It's easy to speak around my own people. So
it's funny you say that because I tell folks, man, if you can make it at TSU, you can make it in life.
In life, man, you got a whole different. It's a different world, man.
Especially with folks, they'll get to talking about the school. I'm like, hold up, you didn't go there. You can't talk about it. I can talk about it, but you can't because I lived it.
Right. You're absolutely right, man. I tell people all the time, especially even some of my friends that went to MT. I said, bro, it's a different, bro.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big
it really
difference.
It is.
But okay, so went through that. I meant to ask you before. Did you do any sports, or you just went straight in?
So when I was in high school, I did run track.
Okay. Sean Wall and all that one.
Actually, yeah. So he was 2 years prior to me.
Okay.
So my freshman year was Ramon Clay's senior year.
Okay.
And so, after high school, man, sports, that was it for me. I knew that was it. So I had to get out here, and I didn't want to be that person in my family not to have a degree.
Okay.
So that was one of the main points that I made sure that I'm like, hey, I got to at least get this degree.
Right.
If I don't get anything else, I got to get the degree.
Right.
And that's why I push now with my kids.
Okay.
I have a daughter who's going into the 9th grade, and I got a son going into the 3rd grade. But I'm always pushing my daughter, hey, I need you to be better than the next person.
Correct.
So,
no, that's real.
But the one thing that really touched my heart is when my daughter said, Daddy, I'm going to school, but I want to go to HBCU. I'm like, thank you.
Man, that's the that just lifted you up right there.
Yes.
And people don't understand, like I said in the past interview, man, that whole HBCU life, it'll make you appreciate just being black, man. Like I said a quote on the past interview. I said that you'll find your wife at HBCU because you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you might not have necessarily seen black beauty like that until you get around your folks. Dressing up, pull your wins and all that stuff.
Right.
Man, you got to put on your best thing. And like some of my teammates on each level, man, who might have went to all white school, they might have dated outside just because they thought, well, they ain't seen nothing, they ain't seen black and beauty for them.
Right.
I said, that's because you didn't go to HBCU or black schools.
And it's funny you say that because I just remember every Wednesday my roommate would always get dressed up. I'm like, what are you getting dressed up for?
Yeah.
To go to the student center.
Yeah.
Because honestly, by the time I got to that point in my life, I was like, man, I was a little bit more antisocial.
Okay.
So I was just more so wanting to go to class. And I would probably try to be, well, not probably, I would be done by noontime. Okay. I'm a morning person. Okay. If they had a 7 o'clock class, I could be there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
As long as I'm done by 12, because my thing is, I got to go to work.
I got you.
So,
I got you. Man, that's cool, man. I meant to also ask you, man, How did you know Otis? That's one thing I always want to ask you
It's
about.
funny. Actually, he had posted on Facebook. He's looking for a cigar company.
Okay.
And I'm always trolling Facebook, IG for things of that nature. And then I actually had a couple people that had tagged me in it.
Okay.
And so when I had reached out to him and sent him the logo and the trailer and all that, he was like, "Hey man, show me what you got. You know, tell me some of the things that you have." And I sent him a different couple of brands because we carry about 50 different brands on the trailer.
Okay.
And he was like, "Let's do this."
Okay.
So that's when we did the birthday party for him about a year ago.
Right. Good brother right there, man.
Oh yeah.
Since we on that topic, man, if you could tell the audience, man, your journey through entrepreneurship, even though with your business partner, how has the highs and lows been with that, man? Even diving into this lane, because to be honest with you, the first time I ever heard of a black-owned cigar company is with y'all.
So I always tell this story. We were actually sitting over at Monte Cristo. This was before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting back in the back corner. I'll never forget. I was like, man, these folks in here making money. Mm-hmm. How can I make some of this money? I'm like, I don't own a building, but I started researching, Googling and YouTube. And I was like, I can get a trailer built. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to my good friend, which is now my business partner. I was like, hey, let's get a trailer built. And he was like, let's do it. My thing is, if it don't work, we got a cool place to smoke cigars. You know, and then from there, man, we just started, this is what we want. We're going to go with this. No, that's not going to work. And then, man, it just, overnight, man, to me, it just blew up.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love the whole product placement, how you got it, man. The name is cool. I have trouble sometimes saying it, but I had to get used to it.
Yeah. So it's the Rolling Humidor, and how I came up with that name right there. It's actually a gentleman, and I want to say out of St. Louis. He has a company called Rolling Smoke, and I was like, he had asked us when I first reached out to him. He's like, hey, you ever thought about wanting to franchise? He's like, hey, you can franchise with me. I'm like, no, you know, I'm gonna do my own thing. Mm-hmm. And so instead of going Rolling Smoke, Rolling Humidor.
Kill it. Okay, man. So you and your homie, y'all done came together. The ball is rolling. What some obstacles or have you all hit or haven't hit, even with this entrepreneurship?
When it comes to some obstacles, I could say getting certain licensures.
Okay.
You know, you got to have a license for the state of Tennessee for tobacco to sell tobacco, and you got to make sure you pay your taxes monthly. You got to pay them monthly.
Yeah.
It ain't yearly; it's monthly.
Right.
And just finding vendors that would sell to us.
Okay.
Outside of, since we don't have a brick and mortar.
Okay.
So we have about 5 or 6 good vendors that we can call, place orders. They'll take the money and send them in 2-3 days.
Well, speaking of that, Tennessee being a heavy tobacco and cotton state, has that helped y'all out too, in a sense?
You know what? We don't have any of our vendors are here in Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah, either a lot of them are actually in Miami, Florida.
Okay, why is that?
That's actually, I'm assuming that's where more of the big name, well-named brand names are located at.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered that because I know Tennessee is known for that, especially on the tobacco and the cotton. Kind of shocking that they wouldn't, have a big thing. But again, Miami's so close to Cuba, so I get the connection with that.
Well, the only thing about, and that's it's funny you say that, is because a lot of folks say, hey, you got Cubans. I'm like, you can smoke Cubans all day long, but you can't sell them.
Right. Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think you can only bring over, if you go to Cuba, you can only bring over about 100 at a time, one person at a time.
One person.
Yeah.
So
but once again, you can't sell them though if you're a retail shop.
So that whole thing with what's the name back in the day is still that's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it's like the embargo.
The embargo, right. And I thought when Obama was in, they kind of lifted it a little bit or something. I thought, but I guess.
Yeah, when he came back in.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So, has any celebrity shot a tag in with this, man? Because this is amazing.
It's funny you say that. We've been discussing.
Right.
I think he's a celebrity just because he's on social media, but we're in talks now with Charleston White.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna try to get something together for him and for him to push.
Okay. I know we mentioned earlier about a couple of names that we know, local guys.
I reached out to DT.
Right.
And he said, "Shoot, that sounds good." That was just through no communication, more so just by text on social media.
Right.
And I think you had spoken with him as well.
Right.
But yeah, we're gonna see how this. Hopefully, see what Charleston thinks of, and then see if he can push it, and then see if anybody else wants to reach out to us.
I'm pretty sure it's several, especially in the hip hop game, who would love to get involved, just knowing there's a black home like this. And Nashville being Music City, they got to come through here at some point.
Yeah. And actually, I had Charlie P reached out. Well, me and Charlie P actually had a meeting a couple months back. I think he's interested also. In getting his own going too.
Charlie P. Shout out to Charlie P. I think Young Buck might even too, as well.
Yeah. I want to ask something. So, I know me now being a cigar smoker. Like, what? How can I ask this? Why do I want to smoke a cigar? What about it kind of like brings people together and kind of brings that
conversation?
Yeah.
And you gotta have time.
Yeah.
But I always tell folks this: you don't smoke a cigar like you smoke that other stuff. And y'all know what I mean by that other stuff.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's more so of a conversational piece. It's something. I mean, there's smokes that you can smoke in 30 minutes. There's smokes you can smoke in 3 hours.
Mm. So can you tell us about the different types of like smokes or cigars?
So you have the darker the cigar, the heavier it's gonna be.
Okay.
So a lot of folks is you don't have a lot of more seasonal folks that are gonna smoke your dark. So something that's light like this, it's more it's light. It's not as heavy. So it really just depends. It's just so many different cigars out there. In the cigar world, they call them sticks. Mm-hmm. But there's so many cigars out there that each person has to find their own lane. So but what we sell the most of are our leather rolls or fat bottom betties. Those are infused cigars. Mm. So those got your flavors.
Okay.
So say if you're a first time smoker, we might push one of those to you like, man, this is straight. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They might come back and get 2 or 3 before the evening's over. Right. But I tell folks, I only smoke 2 a day. Right. So I might have one around this time and then another one afternoon. So,
right. Yeah. I was going to say, how do you push and kind of promote your brand and everything?
Man, everything right now is through social media.
Yeah.
And also, we have a website, www.therollinghumidor.com. Right. So if you ever want to book us, I can tell you about how that works. We're $400. You'll get us for 7 to 8 hours. And that'll also include 10 of our house sticks. But everything else is on the trailer you purchase. Our most expensive cigar, $45, $50. Our cheapest cigar might be $7, $8.
So it's kind of like so it's mobile, like so the parties and kind of provide that experience for them.
Yes, we have a lot of we do a lot of collaborations with bars and like PH Cocktail,
right?
EGMC.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to them boys too.
Yeah. They've all showed us love. I'm trying to get around now more like your golf courses. I think about cigar, I think about golfing. So if any of y'all out there playing golf, you need cigars, holla at me.
I'm glad you said that. We need to also get Eddie George involved with this, man, because the coaching staff, that goes hand in hand. Especially like I can think about John Mayer back in the day. He used to have a cigar in his mouth as they playing the game.
Man, it's funny, man. I actually bumped into Ron Slay last week.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, take my information. He was like, dude, I was looking for your number. So we exchanged numbers, and shout out to you, Ron Slay. So yeah, we're gonna try to get something going. Hopefully, if he ever reaches out to me.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna try my best even with the edit piece, man. It gives that look. You're a coach. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you win or lose, it don't matter. It goes hand in hand with that.
But yeah, we come out to the homes as well. We actually did we've done some weddings in the past. So the groom would have his groomsmen, and we'll come out there a couple hours before the wedding and They'll just sit back, smoke a couple, and then have a couple drinks and go jump the broom.
Hey, I like that.
So let me ask you this: so, what's kind of the experience that y'all are like selling them when people who are kind of looking for it, or they're just we might be out and I got a vendor event and something like that? Like, are y'all selling more of the experience that kind of comes with it, or it's just like the strands that y'all offer?
So I'm gonna give you a good example.
Okay.
Every year we do TSU's homecoming, and we're usually over at the Alpha tent. So usually when somebody sees a trailer and they come inside, it's like, where'd y'all come up with this concept? It's something that you just never seen before. But it's just we try to. It's the whole experience. That's what we try to. We want you to have the whole experience. We don't sell alcohol, but you're more than welcome to bring your alcohol on. You know, but you got to take it off when you leave.
Right.
But like I said, we sell at least we have, like I said, 50 different cigars on hand at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all pick like certain strands that y'all want, or y'all just kind of?
So it's funny you say that. So what we usually do, since we go to lounges all the time, we usually go out here and see what people are smoking. Mm-hmm. I'm always asking, what's that you smoking? You know, me going to lounges myself, you know, I might just pick something up one day and just smoke it. Like, oh, we need this on here. You know, so usually if I know you're a seasoned smoker, what are some of your top 5? You know, which ones don't you like? Right. So I try to carry everything that I know some folks like, and then some of the ones, most people think a Cohiba. Right. I'm not a fan of a Cohiba.
Okay, what's a Cohiba? What a strand of that?
It's a Cuban cigar.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that, because I always want to know, what does it mean? What is it? I always thought
it's a brand.
Okay, see, I'm thinking that I thought a Cuban cigar mean it got a little bit of weed in it.
No.
Okay.
No cigar has weed in it. It's all tobacco.
Okay.
So, I mean, why is it so? I mean, one, why is it so popular? But two, why is it legal here, or
it's legal. It's legal.
You just can't sell it here in the United States or Tennessee.
What? You talking about Cuban cigars?
Yeah, like you can't.
Oh yeah. You can't sell it. You can smoke them all day long. It's just me as a retail, I can't sell it.
But why? Like, is it?
That's something with that embargo.
What is an embargo? I don't.
Goods can't come over here from Cuba.
Right. Yeah, way before our time.
Yeah.
The whole thing with.
I might be saying the wrong thing, but I just know we can bring them over, smoke them all day long, but we can't sell them.
Yeah. Because I always wondered what was that, you know, the exclusivity about it. I guess because of that you can't.
Right.
But me being a novice to it, I've always thought it might got a little extra unfinished.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking like it got some.
Right.
So,
like I said, I've seen them myself. You know, I've smoked a couple of them, but that's about.
Just the brand,
it's like everything else. So yeah.
It's like kind of the concept, like since I can't have it, it's like I want it more. In
Right.
Sense. Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
Very
That's cool.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Very exclusive.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so what's some big events you got coming up, man? I know we talked about a little off air, but let the world know.
Big events. Homecoming, October, the second week in October for TSU's homecoming. We're trying to get back out there. I'm just trying to push it on social media. I'm always in my storyline trying to keep us relevant. So if I'm not posting a picture of the shirt or the cigars or a past event we've been at, just trying to get folks to get us out to their location.
Okay.
And one good thing about the company that I'm real happy about is we actually now have our house blend in a store in Mount Juliet.
Okay.
So Mount Juliet Beer Company. Shout out to Mount Juliet Beer Company.
Shout out. Okay.
One of the owners, he was like, man, he's all about trying to. He's there for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So he was like, man, you can put your cigars in here. I'm like, cool, appreciate it. So, so we're now in one store now. Actually, I just spoke with another gentleman by the name of Ed. He's the owner of Graham's Coffee Shop. Shout out Ed, which is off Old Boulevard.
Okay.
He's gonna actually start carrying our cigars as well.
Okay. So it's 2 stores.
Yeah.
Storefronts.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned. Man, that's killer even having the 2 storefronts, man. But also, I know you mentioned the game in Alabama.
So, last year at homecoming, we were presented with, hey, have you ever thought about coming down to the classic that's in Birmingham?
Right.
I've heard of it, but I've never been. And I was told it's a whole lot of people that's going to show up.
Right.
And
right.
that you need to be there at least a week. You know, it's not to that Saturday. You need to be down there that Monday.
Just, okay.
So, yeah, we're looking at coming down for that.
Okay. That's the Alabama A&M versus Alabama State.
Yes.
So Nashville boys coming down
yes,
there.
Yes,
and
we have to get the
up.
proper licensure to sell tobacco
Most
in Alabama, but we're going to try to get in there, though.
Most definitely. So, yo, man, so y'all up and running. The notoriety is getting out there. Let's segue a little bit back, man, to your personal life, man. So,
Okay.
Your father, too, right?
Yep.
So, how do you balance the father life and being an entrepreneur with your company and other endeavors that you have? How does it all work for you?
There's not enough daylight in the day.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm always getting fussed at where you at when you're coming home.
Right.
I'll get there when I can.
But
I heard today if you're not up at the crack of dawn and you don't get home before the lights go out, why are you doing it?
You're right. You're right.
And honestly, one big thing that got me into entrepreneurship, and I'm gonna give him a shout out, Josh Mundy. Shout out to you, Josh Mundy.
Okay.
I see this man out here, shaking and moving through the city, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to stay in my lane, but I'm trying to do my whole thing with the cigar thing. But that's one man that I can say that's out here grinding.
Right.
So it's all about. I have no choice but to balance it.
I got you.
Because food got to get on the table, and got to make sure the bills are paid.
No, you got to.
And then you got to enjoy.
I even bring my son to each interview, man, just so he can see, get that feel of what's going on. Eventually, I might even have him like a little podcast for kids, get that YouTube money a little bit.
Right. And since you said that, I'm gonna say within the next 6 months, I'm gonna have a podcast on the trailer.
That's good.
So I plan on doing something around cigars. So it's gonna be, if you come on, we have seating on the trailer. You're gonna be recording. We're gonna have a whole conversation about, whatever.
That's killer. Hey, bring me on. I'm ready to get on that. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole thought of that is just.
I've been thinking about this for about a year, man.
Hey, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, man.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Like the God sent me a sign to go ahead and crank this up, man. I really mean it. I'm a spiritual guy, faith based, but I've been trying to get this together for a good year and a half.
Right.
And some other things just wasn't lining up like it's supposed to, but I was pushing it for her. But God was saying, nah, this is something you need to be doing.
Right.
And then a lot of people know that my first interview I did, bro, was from a artist who signed to a major company, but I didn't even know he even knew me.
Right.
He me and got on here, and shout out to Yellow Pain for that. And that was my light to like, okay, Rob, this your lane.
Right.
Like you spoke about that with Monday.
Right.
And I'm good friends with Robert Sherrill. I know they used to be business partners. And his grind is just as much, so I'm always liking that. So balancing fatherhood, entrepreneurship, and everything else. What else endeavors that, I want to give you a spotlight on everything you got going, man. What's some other endeavors that you got going on that you love to tell the people out here?
Like I mentioned earlier, I got the whole carpet business, but I don't really want to really touch on that because at the end of the day, I'm here to push this one.
I got you.
And to me personally, it wouldn't be fair to my business partner, talking about one thing and we here on,
right,
this whole thing.
You're real.
But because I love that man like he's my brother. Well, he is my brother.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Because we met 20-something years ago at TSU. We've been rocking ever since.
Man, y'all can.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
All my TSU teammates and just colleagues from college period, we still rocking to this day.
Right.
So I get it, man. That's stand up. So we spoke on a little earlier on the celebrity tip. Yes, I'm working on the Charleston White. That's gonna be killer for him, man. He's big on black owned.
Right.
He's big on product placement, man. Shout out to him. But I'm gonna brainstorm a little more too, man. Like this is gold right here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm not a smoker in myself per se, but I will become like maybe a casual one,
Mm-hmm.
just to be in those lanes and network. But this is one of the biggest net piece and work that I need to be part of, especially me trying to learn how to golf.
Right, right.
And that's one thing I'm always feeling like I'm the outside of it because
Right.
they doing their thing. So when you mentioned to me, man, about even myself having potential of having a strain, I said, man, look, this is amazing. And plus, my last name being what it is, I think that'd be a killer.
Right.
Do you have one person in your own name?
Actually, no. It's just the rolling humidor.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing in my name, but that's an idea.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think because it monetize everything.
Right. But I can say this, man. If anybody, reach out to me through the website, IG, the Rolling Humidor, or even on Facebook, if you want to get your own stick, cigar, whatever you want to call it, out here in the world, get at me.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, man, we're gonna end this on this, bro, because you answered the question for me earlier about the whole. I was kind of scared to ask you because I want to seem like I just didn't know that. But the whole what they meant by the Cuban cigar and stuff, I really did thought they had marijuana in it. But how would I know your limit when it comes to smoking cigars? Because I've always heard of, you take too much to the head, and, headache, or it might, be a semi-high. How will you know your levels? Because that's one thing I think that the audience want to know, who might be entertaining when they get into cigars, but not know their level. How can they judge that?
You gonna know. You gonna feel it.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like smoking that other stuff.
Okay.
Especially if you smoke a heavy cigar.
Okay.
The
dark one you said.
Yeah,
right?
the dark
okay.
one. You're gonna feel real calm and just in your own lane.
Okay.
And usually, most people, when they're smoking a cigar, they're drinking a beverage.
Okay.
My thing is when we're out, you're gonna see a Coke in my hand.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, one of us got to get home. One of us got to be responsible. So
yeah.
You can drink all day long. I'll drive, get us home safely.
Right.
So.
Okay. It's funny you say that because every time I go to Monte Cristo, I get the ginger beer.
Okay.
And I just sit back and watch them while they're doing it. But it was a question I had for you too, bro. Because I went to matter of fact, do you have a strain inside there?
Oh, in Casa?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, we gotta work on that.
That's so I've been reaching out to a lot of like the mom and pop stores, trying to get in there, but that's a franchise.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So they might be little. I got you.
Yeah, me looking at all your social media posts, how'd you get to all those the BET awards and different awards that you attended?
Man, to be honest with you, bro, let's take it back a couple years ago, man. Well, I'm gonna take it even farther than that. So when I was in college at TSU, me and the mother of my child, she wasn't mother of my child at the time, but we was dating. And you're a broke college student, you want to do something nice. If I had a little refund check.
Right.
And one of the restaurants downtown had just opened up called the Southern.
Right.
And I said, I'm gonna take her there. So I ended up taking her there. And of course, it's a couple years ago, and we the elephants in the room. The only black folks in there.
Right.
But it's something nice, what I'm saying? I got a little money in my pocket. We go there, and nice view, nice table, and then out of nowhere, bro, some alcohol just hits our table. And granted, I'm like, what? So, she's trying to calm me down. I'm gonna snap on her with these white folks, who did it.
Right.
And before I can even snap, a hand get on my shoulder. I'm like, and it was a white man telling me, hey man, I'm sorry, boom, boom. Man, look, y'all can sit at our table, man, I'll pay for all your food. I'm like, okay. So we sit at the table, we already had other folks at the table. We're having a good conversation, and he's asking me questions about what I do and what she do and all that. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, man, he's just trying to cake us up because he didn't spill some drink on us, whatever. But I'm going on with it. And I told him at the time I was trying to, I'm playing football and trying to go to the pros and this and that. And he was like, okay. And he asked her what she got going on. And then he segued back to me, and he was like, bro, so you got any film? And I was like, yeah, I got some film. He said, man, look, well, here's an email. Send it here, and I see what I can do. And granted, I had told him, like, I'm just trying to get to the pros, boom, boom. But, and also I'm thinking, like, man, he just shooting the shit, trying to just, make up for what happened.
Right.
But he said, send this email. I had somebody call you in 2 weeks. I'm like, all right. Sure enough, food get paid before we leave. I'm thinking about it, but I ain't thinking too much of it. I'm thinking he just trying to shoot shit. About 2.5 weeks later, bro, I get a phone call. It was from the Carolina Panthers. It was basically saying you have a free trial to come out and try out for the team. I'm like, what? And the guy who set this up for me is a guy named Tom Morales. Tom Morales owns Acme downtown. The stage, as you see the building riverfront, that's his stage. Okay. The city just rents it out from him.
Right.
And he owns Southern and some other stuff. He made his fortune from back in the 80s being the only guy having a food truck at these movie things that, at a movie show or whatever when they're filming. And so he did that for me, and the rest is history with that. But then, some couple years go by, I'm back in Nashville, and Tom reached out to me. He said, "Hey, Sav, man, I need you to get involved with something." So basically, since he looked out for me, I looked out for him. Mm-hmm. So he had told me he had just bought Woolworth. Mm-hmm. You remember Woolworth downtown Fifth Avenue. And but the problem is Woolworth had a bad history when it comes to us blacks, with the sit-ins and all that. I'm like, man, okay. Now I knew my history, but I didn't know in depth how bad it was, so, especially with John Lewis and all that. So I got involved. He said, "Look, bro, you get involved, I'm gonna cut you something, but I need you to make the place more urban." And I know what he meant by that. You know what I mean? That's all right. So I end up at that time I was helping out a councilman named DeCosta Hastings in District 2, and while helping out DeCosta, I learned a political game and some other things with that, and I end up going to I didn't went too fast. As I'm helping out DeCosta and learning some things right there, I'm also brainstorming who can I bring in to make this place more urban. So I thought about Bobby Jones, the gospel singer, and knowing he has Nashville ties, he's from here, or Paris, Tennessee, whatever. But the only connection I had with him was my pastor's wife. So Sister Henry, shout out to Sister Henry. I reached out to her, asked if she get me in contact with him, and at the time he had just left BET. They kind of kicked him out, but he left BET. And he had the longest cable show ever. Right. And I offered him a spot on the show to do something at Woolworth, free of charge. You know what I'm saying? Just do his gospel show there. And he did that. We had the gospel brunch Sundays there for a while. And then COVID hit and kind of killed the whole thing. We also were doing R&B Thursdays there too. But as I'm doing this for him, he was so grateful that I'd done that he said, "Man, bro, your spirit needs to be out, and we need you to get around other people so you can network and bring Nashville some more flavor, or whatever." So he invited me to these award shows, and the first one I went to was the Black Music Honors they had here, and that was crazy. They had Stephanie Mills there and Mario and all that stuff. I got a feel of it. All right, cool. But I noticed I wasn't dressing right these days. I'm wearing some country shit. So I said, man, if I go to another one, I got to make sure I wear something that's going to be matching to what they fly. So end up, he's doing his gospel show there. It's a hit. So everything's going good. But then I go to the Soul Train Awards. It's me, Kirk Franklin, Bobby Jones, and my guy Phil Thornton. Shout out to Phil Thornton. He's at the time he was the president of Sony Gospel. And as I'm there, I'm with the celebrities, so I'm in the green room with them. I'm networking, you know what I'm saying? Because I am starstruck a little bit too, meeting these people. But I'm like, man, I'm finna take pictures of them, and I'm gonna network with them so they know that I ain't just no groupie ass nigga, something like that. So I go to the green room at the Soul Train Awards, and I met a comedian there who actually was the host of the Soul Train Awards at the time. Her name Vanessa, and I'm flirting with her a little bit too. But I networked with her. And we got to the point where we got so cool. It was her, Kid and Play at the time. I'm chopping up with them and chopping with her. And then she mentioned that she got a show in Nashville. I said, well, I'm from Nashville. She said, well, when I come in town, I'm going to holler at you. I said, all right, bet. So she kept her word. When she came in town at Zany's, I pulled up, and she let me go back in the green room that Zany's has, and that's how I met Otis. Okay. Otis the one who brought her in town.
Gotcha.
So I meet Otis Carter. at the time, and we ended up building our relationship. And again, I'm still helping out the councilman at the time to get reelected. So me and Otis click in, we link in, we learn some things. He in the music world as it is and comedy, and I asked Otis to do the 4th of July event that I had for DaCosta there at this billionaire property that he had. And so then that was such a success that I said, hey bro, you need to bring the R&B nights to Woodworth. And that's how that all got rolled.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, COVID hit, killed the whole restaurant, and Tom ended up selling it. But that whole experience of how I got involved with Kurt Franklin and Bobby Jones, and met Otis. So after that, I just kept on, Bobby Jones and Kurt Franklin just kept inviting me out to award shows because I'm like, they seeing me networking and making connections. And I end up going to the Stellar Awards, the BET Awards, the Soul Train, the Black Music Honors, the Dove Awards. And I'm going to these places, man. Yeah, I'm there to have fun, but I'm also there to make, bring some light on that. Like, look what we got going here.
Right.
I'm young, but I know what I'm doing. And but as I'm going to these places, I'm also the commentary you seen on my social media. This stuff really be happening, man. Like I'm going there talking to them. I'm treating like they regular people.
They are.
They are. You know what I'm saying? I might throw a little further in there or throw whatever. Like the cash doll situation that happened. Like she was behind me. I'm just being a gentleman. It's Sunday outside. You don't get in front of me. I want you to make up the meal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keisha Cole. I ain't know that was a boyfriend. Little short dude. I didn't know. So I gotta take a picture. All that good stuff. SZA, Summer Walker. Like all those things happen. So you get the insight now, man, of how all this stuff happened, man.
That's cool. That's cool.
And me being solid with them that day is why they still cool me to this day. So I can still call upon them. Even with Desi Banks, even though Desi Banks has became a celebrity now through the Instagram world. But I always, when he would come in town or he's near, the first interaction I had with him, I just kept it solid. And, I say, hey bro, I'm gonna bring you some gifts. So I brought him some clothes or some the TSU apparel to wear. And that stuff stick with people, man. And that's why they cool you ever since. I ain't after no money, I ain't none of that. Just, I mess with you mess with me.
That's what's up.
And that's how it's been, bro.
That's what's up. Man, I appreciate that.
What's that? Well, man, look, I appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate you having me.
If you can, give a shout out to your social media platforms, man, where they can find you.
Once again, my name is Cory Roberts. You can find us on IG, therollinghumidor.com. You can find us on Facebook, therollinghumidor.com, or the website, www.therollinghumidor.com.
What's that? Get a chance, man. Show them how beautiful these sticks is.
So this is just one of our cigars. So we have a couple different gauges, sizes, whatever you want to call it.
Feel it. I'm learning the terminology now. What's called sticks.
Yeah, we call them sticks.
Little sticks. Man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Stay tuned.